Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. Broken Chains, Chapter 2, Day 8. The more time Sora's spent with Naminé, the more he realized how important she was. How could he have forgotten her? He knew she blamed herself, but how could anyone like her hurt him? For the past few days, she told him stories about himself to help regain his memory. Even though it supposedly happened to him, Sora found it hard to believe. Not too long ago, he had been a Keyblade wielder, fighting to defeat the Heartless. Nami had told him that he had worked for the Superior before he lost his memories. What did the Superior look like again? Sora spotted one of Naminé's drawings hanging on the wall. Pink hair, white, Marusa. If Sora wanted to please the Superior and protect Naminé, he would need to train. If only he could summon the Keyblade again. He held out his hand and focused. Nothing. Trying to summon the Keyblade again? Naminé asked. Sora smiled. Somehow, she always knew what was on his mind. Yeah, but I can't figure out how I could do it before. The first time it appealed to you, you were in danger. I'm not sure if you need to summon it again. Sora nodded. He focused. Danger. He never wanted Naminé to be in danger. He was supposed to protect her. He promised. However, with that urge to protect came a bounding headache that happened every time. Sora didn't know why, but he let this headache drive him. He had to protect Naminé. He focused on that promise. A flash of light and a weight in his hand that felt familiar, more familiar than anything else he experienced over the last 8 days. So opened his eyes. He didn't even recognize he closed them. In his hands was what he could describe as a giant key. His Keyblade! Key. Well done, Sora, the Superior said. Sora jumped. He hadn't realized Marusa was there. He must have only just arrived. Are you ready for some practice? Ryu wasn't quite sure how long he had been here. He almost lost track of how many levels he had ascended, but he was sure it was around 9 or 10. So he could get out of here somehow. Sometime. If Sora hadn't been uneventful, he struggled with his darkness that he inherited from Ansem. Almost every floor he'd been assailing. However, that didn't mean it didn't have its uses. The monsters and other strong enemies he encountered were, thankfully, easier to handle with it. Darkness didn't have to be all-encompassing. It could be a tool to help him get out of here, like with the King's light magic he was able to call upon. A thing overwhelmed his senses. This seal was so new, but handy at the same time. He knew when those phasers in black were coming, or those fake hardwares throughout the forest. This one was so familiar. Didn't he realize it was so close to his own? The other Riku appeared across from him. Riku summoned his sword. Riku, wait! Cracked a voice. From behind the fake came two familiar figures. Donald? Goofy? Riku cried incredulously. Jimmy Cricket peeled on Goofy's shoulder. What are you two doing here? And with that fake? Where's Sora? The fake narrowed his eyes and crossed his arms. Trust me, I will not be here either. Donald and Goofy stood and worked with each other. Sora lost all his memories, Hayak! Goofy said. He cast his eyes down. We've been losing our memories ever since we got here. I can't do Donald's voice, Donald said. But Sora was the worst. Now when they put memories in him and this Riku that wasn't real. And how did he lose them all? Malusha, the fake spot. He made her do it. He's been trying to get control of Sora this whole time. And he did it. Riku's knees shook. Control? All this time, he'd been worrying about losing control over himself, while his best friend had his own control stripped away. Another dark corridor opened in a corner of the hallway, and out stepped the figure of Riku's old struggle. Ansem. Wait. This wasn't Ansem. This was someone else. How had he only just realized? Well, he was still getting used to this whole scent thing. Ansem reeked of darkness. This man smelled of something else. While others quacked and sulked, Riku and the fake approached the man. "You're not Ansem," they both said. "Impressive, Riku," he said as his features shifted. Well, Riku couldn't see all of his features still. Most of his face was covered in red wrappings that only revealed his mouth and a single orange eye. The rest of him was done in red and black. He turned to the fake. "Even you. I didn't imagine that a replica would even have mostly the same abilities as the real thing." He turned to his attention to include Donald Goofy. "You may call me Diz. We must retreat." "What?" called Riku, Donald, and Goofy at once. "We can't leave Sora!" Goofy declared. "Unfortunately, we must. Mabuza has much too tight a grip on Sora. It would be impossible to release him." There was no way Riku could just leave him, and it seemed the others felt the same. Even the fake. "We're going after him," Riku said. "We promised Sora we help him, remember?" Donald exclaimed. Goofy and Jiminy nodded along. "I don't have my journal anyway, but we could tell him stories." Jiminy trailed. Diz frowned. "So be it. You will not like what you find. Return here once you're done." We could turn to the others. "Let's go save Sora!" With that, the fate opened a dark corridor. Donald, Goofy, and Jiminy went through it immediately. If they could trust the fate, then so could Riku. Though he didn't have to like it. Looked like the fake didn't either. Maybe they could get along for a bit. On the other side of the corridor, Riku was met with a familiar sight. This floor looked similar to the previous one. The main difference was that there was a lattice and veined pattern on the walls. It was larger than the other halls, too. "This was where we last saw them," the fake said. "It was awful!" "Maybe they in a different room," the fake continued. "There are rooms all over this castle. It's just getting to the right one that's the problem." "What's that?" Donald asked. "This castle has a mind of its own," Riku sighed. This was going to be harder than he thought. It wasn't long before Malusa returned. Nominee woke up from her most recent success. It was a portrait of Riku, Sora and Riku. She wasn't quite finished yet. She hadn't drawn their expressions yet, and wasn't sure how to depict them. Melissa said to make some links to Riku, though he hadn't specified how. The puppet is on his way here, Melissa said. Nominee kept her eyes on her chest pad. He's with the real thing, too. This slightly surprised her, though she tried not to let it show. Let's see how Sora feels in this, then. Nominee gripped her pencil tightly. Riku wasn't sure how long they'd been wandering the castle, though he knew it couldn't have been long. The fake did seem to have a general idea of where he was going, though. A dark corridor opened up ahead of him. Riku's senses were first flooded with unfamiliar scents. One was similar to Lucius, but the other was very familiar. Sora! Donald the Goofy cried. Sure enough, there he was. Behind him was a man with pink hair. Riku noticed immediately that Sora wasn't in the brightly colored clothes he normally wore. Instead, he was in one of those black coats that Lucius and the bleak hair man. This had to be Melissa. His blue eyes were narrowed, his face in a scowl. This was very un-Sora-like. Look, Sora, said Melissa. These are the ones that heal the heart Nominee. Sora actually growled. He drew his keyblade. No! The fate yelled. All I wanted to do is protect Nominee, just like you. I know that's not true, Sora replied. All you want to do is hurt her. Sora, don't you recognize us? Goofy asked. For a brief second, it looked like Sora winced. Then he shook his head. All I know is I need to protect Nominee from you. Sora dashed forward, Kirby at the ready. He was ready for a fight. Riku and the Fate drew their identical swords. Riku made it to Sora first and bought his first fight with his skull eater. Sora, stop! Riku yelled. I don't want to fight you! Sora brought contact and broke a straight for the Fate. You're the one that hurt her! He replied. Riku shook his head and attempted to land a hit with the butt side of his sword. Sora easily strayed out of the way. Despite not having his memories, he still knew how to fight. I know I wouldn't! Riku winced and admitted his statement. Not on purpose! He hurt Sora, Kairi, and many more before he came to this castle. But he'd make up for it. He had to. And he could do that right now. Sora threw his keyblade in a slight wade. Riku ducked under it and rolled, firing a dark fire aura in retaliation. Sora dodged but leapt straight into the Fate, who sliced into his side. Also with the bump's edge. Sora hissed in pain and struck the Fate with the keyblade. What about Kairi? Riku cried. Sora froze. He threw his eyesight and winced in pain. Riku understood. Kairi was the key. You promised you would take care of her! Sora dropped the keyblade and put his hands to his head. The pain seemed to have gotten worse. Riku took a few steps closer. Sora! Whatever Riku was about to say was cut off. Vines spun up between them, cutting Sora and Melissa off from view. No! Riku sassed at the veins. He didn't know what Melissa would do to Sora. Probably use a Gok Torador and get away. Riku couldn't let that happen. Donald appeared beside him and blasted the veins with Fire Lava. This helped, but it still wasn't fast enough. After what felt like forever, they finally broke through. But Sora was gone. Hi everyone. This is Emma 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Cause I really did enjoy making it. But so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!